A nondescript, drab town in the Midwest, Rivercrest had always been shrouded in unsettling mystery. It was the habitual fog that rolled in from the dense forest, the whispers of unsolved disappearances, and the chilling local legends that turned heads and silenced tongues. But the eerie tale that haunted the town's I-squared beta negation beta's collective consciousness the most involved the figure known only as the Shadowed Blue. Kids in Rivercrest were vigilant and cautious when passing through the forest edge, aware of the ominous stories spun by their parents or older siblings. The tale of the Shadowed Blue was one of caution, a malevolent entity draped in cerulean, lurking in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. The story goes that a young girl named Lila once ventured too far into the forest and was forever changed by an encounter with this figure. Fueled by curiosity and the need to prove herself fearless, she scoffed at the folklore. One autumn evening, with the woods cloaked in an oppressive darkness, she stepped beyond the safe trails, torch in hand, and ventured into the abyss. The further Lila walked, the thicker the fog grew, curling around her like tendrils of malevolent spirits. The eerie silence was punctuated only by the crackling of leaves underfoot and the distant hoot of an owl. But then, something changed. As if sensing her presence, the forest itself seemed to withdraw, the trees casting elongated, skeletal shadows in the moonlight. Then she saw it, a brief flash of blue amidst the dark, so stark it was almost surreal. Her heart hammered as she approached, torchlight flickering. On a twisted, gnarled tree was the silhouette of a figure, partly revealed, partly cloaked, with what seemed like an unnaturally elongated arm reaching with claw-like fingers. The figure seemed almost to beckon her, its form wavering as though struggling to maintain its shape. Its undefined, disembodied eyes bore into hers, a chilling coldness enveloping her very soul. She couldn't I-squared beta negation beta T scream, couldn't I-squared beta negation beta T run, as if her body was locked in place by that malevolent gaze. After what felt like hours but was merely moments, Lila stumbled backward, tearing her gaze away, the spell breaking. She sprinted back to town, not daring to look behind her. When she finally reached her home, breathless and trembling, she tried to recount what she saw to her parents, but her words jumbled. She only managed to mention the blue leaf, the claw-like fingers, the piercing eyes. Weeks passed. The villagers, upon hearing her tale, paled and shared knowing glances. The legend of the Shadowed Blue had claimed yet another victim, and Lila was never the same. She moved away, and over the years, the tale receded into the background of Rivercrest's I-squared beta negation beta's collective memory. Years later, a documentary crew descended upon Rivercrest, aiming to unveil the local mysteries. They interviewed townsfolk, including the now-adult Lila who had returned to confront her fears. The cameramen were drawn to the exact location Lila had described all those years ago, the gnarled tree, hoping to capture something tangible. High-tech equipment and modern sensibilities were no match for what they were about to face. The fog thickened as they approached the spot, cameras rolling. Their sophisticated equipment faltered, video feeds cutting to static, the air growing frigid. But this time, there was no cowering. Lila approached the figure, camera light steady, and demanded answers. And then, like a dissipated curtain, the illusion broke. The dark form was revealed to be merely a trick of light and shadow on the tree. The once feared leaf and artwork placed by a forgotten artist many decades ago. With heavy breaths and the realization sinking in, Lila felt a lifetime's weight lift off her shoulders. The Shadowed Blue was no more than an intricate illusion, a product of the collective fear and imagination of Rivercrest's townsfolk. The documentary aired, putting the tale to rest, and Rivercrest went about their lives, the legend of the Shadowed Blue fading into a mere anecdote, another bedtime story that no longer elicited fear,